Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Now, I usually do not, or at least I try not to involve you in this podcast too much in
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Please let me finish. In my hobby of building plastic robots, right?
Yeah.
Like I tried not to bring that up too much because who gives a shit, really?
I'm getting into it.
You're getting into it?
He's getting into it.
Yeah, I may have ordered some Transformers off the internet and was planning to do more until my budgetary situation changed abruptly last week.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, anyway, I am going to involve this podcast with one of my stupid robot side quests right now.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Do you want to see it?
I do. Let me see what you got. What have you been building? What junk have you been tinkering with?
I haven't built it
yet.
But I have it.
Look at the holy motherfucking shit, Metal Gear Rex.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that existed, and now I instantly want it as well.
I pre-ordered it and got it like 4 months later.
God, look at that box art. You gotta keep the box. You can't get rid of that box.
Oh, I'm keeping the box.
Oh my God, it's silver and metallic and beautiful.
Yeah. It even comes with little...
Dude.
It even comes with like little tiny snake and little tiny liquid.
That's so good.
I am going to build this Metal Gear Rex.
Yeah. Do you have to paint that, or does it...
I looked at the parts, and most of it is gray, so I don't think it's going to need to be painted. It doesn't actually say on the box. Usually they'll say, but this is not... Most of my kits I get from are Gundams, and they're from a Bandai. This is from a company which has a good reputation called Kotobukiya. Let's say that. Full action plastic model kit Metal Gear Rex.
Hell yeah. That's good.
Would you like to hear some hot sounds that I've recorded?
Yes.
Okay. I'm playing them now. Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic JRPGs, chapter by chapter, beat by beat. This is Season 4, Part 2. It's Suikoden 2, the 5th episode of it. My name is Chris. I'm joined by Eric. Hello. Hi, Eric.
Hello, Chris. I am Eric.
Hey, Eric, a very efficient name.
2 syllables.
2 syllables.
Your name's actually more efficient.
Well,
Topher.
Efficient for a 2-syllable word.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
No wasted mouth.
No wasted mouth. We're also joined by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening and watching us record live. You too can join us if you want at patreon.com/retroam. This episode is brought to you by Blackie Mars. Thank you, Blackie Mars, for your patronage, and thank you for having a Wario avatar in Discord. I love Wario.
It suits him.
Zum 17. oder 18. Mal. Es wird Jugend ausgesprochen. Ansonsten, danke für den Podcast und für euren Ehrgeiz. Ach ja, und gern geschehen, Chris und Eric.
That was not in English.
Good.
So I
Excellent.
appreciate it. I recognize, I think, 3 or 4 words. I heard Jugend.
Yes.
I heard Ehrgeiz.
German.
God bless the ring.
Right.
And podcast.
Good.
Thanks.
I love that I can trust our patrons, that I have the utmost trust and safety that wasn't something that will get us in trouble on the internet.
Yeah. I hope not.
We're also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion, who also programmed the AI Millions in Norco.
Initializing FakeNet. That was contract work for a large corporation. Hardly ethical, but it pays the bills.
Thanks, FakeNet.
You're welcome, Chris.
I'm a little mad at Norco because I got soft locked.
Ha ha.
Oh
and I
no.
only had 1 save.
No.
Oh, by the way, I need to bring something back we haven't done in a while. I have an egregious oversight.
Incorrection?
From it's not a correction, it's just an oversight.
I'll play half the sound effect if I can find it.
Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't have to be a whole ass segment. But
sound effect not found.
You know how we've been exploring the item descriptions in this game? We missed some very important ones outside of the dojo in Kyoto Town.
Yes.
We have practice staves, which I think we saw in another place. Dog bowl from long ago. Wired tree. Well-used family bench. And large vase put inside as punishment.
Oh, when you put the vase inside because it didn't grow the flowers correctly?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I do with all my pots.
So anyway, I would have allowed that one to be glossed over, but large vase put inside as punishment is something that I believe that needed to be discussed on a comprehensive podcast. So.
Chris is being too kind when he says that we're exploring the item descriptions because of the 50 pages of notes I prepared for our first 6 episodes, I didn't know the items had descriptions. So now, from episode 2 after this one forward, I will be on that job.
We were discussing this on the stream, the RealNet stream last night, and we wonder if maybe you shouldn't look them up so that you can be have earnest responses to them.
If you're telling me not to do note-taking work, I'll take it, sure.
Okay, yeah, don't do it.
All right, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great, yeah.
Serve me less.
Skip it.
Hurt me more.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
Send it in. So we left off being Victor's lap boy or something, and we are recruiting characters for his shop.
For our own means as well as...
Yeah, it's teaching us how to play Suikoden. We are not the leader of this band of brothers yet, but soon we will be, maybe. Perhaps.
Something that I didn't notice until I was playing Suikoden 2 today, and I was trying to outfit my character with items to heal me during a boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
Shiro and what's the flying squirrel's name?
Mukumuku.
Mukamuku.
Do not carry items and cannot equip armor.
The trade-off is they don't have to have their weapons sharpened. So
yes. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a trade-off I'm comfortable with making. I wanted to roll like an all-B squad in this game, but I think I may need to heal during battles, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. Well, you've played far enough to get the magic, though, right?
Yes. I'm not using any of it, but I've got it.
But it's healing magic.
Oh, I don't know if I have that. Actually, I haven't looked to see what any of it does. I could. I don't know. Who can say?
The main character is a healer, Eric. You always will have him.
Not if I never select that option. Sorry.
Spoilers for later. Okay.
I don't know what it means. Where do you want to go next, Chris?
Well, I wanted to go to Toto Village, but I don't have a Templeton or an equivalent Star of Destiny to give me a map, so I had no idea where it was. So I went southwest instead of northwest.
Yeah, what'd you find down there?
I found a village called called Radat Town, and there was like a whole troop of nude men.
Oh.
Well, they had like maybe not loincloths, but they had like...
They have a leaf?
Let's say they're worker guys with their shirts off.
Hell yeah.
Like they're
doing some work.
Well, what they...
Master Higgins.
Yeah, and they tell me that they are in the process of fixing, with no G, fixing the sluice gate right now. So, and we can't pass through to Radat Town. The game is blocking us off from exploring additional locations. So I went northwest and made my way to Toto Village.
When I used to rewire my entire AV setup every 3 months to optimize it, I would often take my shirt off as well because that's a lot of bent over work in the basement.
Yeah. Lots to do. We're here at Toto, yeah.
Yes. Children playing in the fields is the music I've got.
I have children are playing in the fields, which is cool. Fine. When we get here, we quickly party out, and a little child thing from somewhere on the other side of the map starts getting amped. Yeah, this little girl, her name is Pilika. Is that how we're saying that?
Pilika?
Pilika?
Pilika.
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 Whatever you say, my brain's going to automatically do the opposite of it, so there's no hope in even trying to straighten it out.
Okay, well anyway, Pilika is here calling out for Uncle Jowy.
Yes. And I'm like, Jowy, you have brothers and sisters who've had kids? Aw, man. Then she rushes forward and says, you came back. Jowy asks Pilika if she's doing okay, and she speaks in first person.
Yeah, do kids do that in Japanese?
The children that I met in Japan were speaking Japanese, so I don't know.
Because they don't do that in English. I think they get at least the I pronoun down pretty quickly. Or me.
Well, unless the kid's like Grimlock.
Unless the kid's like Grimlock.
Unless the kid is like Grimlock.
Yeah.
King of the dinosaur beasts.
She says, Pilika's good. Pilika went to Muse with Mommy and Daddy. We had to get a sacrifice for Daddy's shrine.
What could that be?
It was really far, but Pilika walked all by herself. Isn't Pilika good? What kind of sacrifices would your children bring to your shrine, Chris?
My personal shrine? Now, what am I trying to do? Honor or summon
Doesn't
God?
matter. You've told your children to go get a sacrifice. What are they taking?
Probably plastic pieces of robots.
Okay, great.
We burn those and huff the fumes.
Jowy tells Pilika she's good and we get a choice. Who is this kid or a friend of Jowy's?
I felt like I had to say, who is this kid?
Yes, I asked that as well.
I feel like Jowy should have told us by now.
Yeah, Jowy apparently never told his best friend Rio about Pilika. And he actually did, but he spoke about it in vague terms.
He did, yeah.
Jowy says, oh, that's right, you didn't hear this part. After the river took me downstream, I wound up stranded on a rock and this girl found me. Then her family nursed me back to health. Pilika asks if we're Uncle Jowy's friends and we get some choices.
Yeah?
That's right. Yes, I'm his best friend, or no way. What'd you pick?
The first one, but I accidentally pressed it so fast because I didn't read what it was.
So you picked it, that's right?
Yeah.
That's what you said?
Okay,
what happened?
I thought I confirmed my name. I tell her my name. She calls me Uncle already. Uncle Rio and Uncle Jowy. She beckons us to come to her house.
Oh, well, Chris, I told her no way. And Jowy gets hopping mad, then says, that's not true. You shouldn't tell a lie, Rio. Pilika, this is my best friend.
Wow. Harsh. You know, like what falling off a cliff and being nursed back to health reminds me of?
That episode of The Simpsons where Homer falls down the Grand Canyon after the skateboard incident?
I don't have an encyclopedic memory of The Simpsons, so no.
It's iconic, Chris.
Laguna.
Oh.
Because Laguna fell off a cliff like 4 times and was always nursed back to health.
Fucking. Pilika looks at me and says, oh, I knew it. What's your name? And we get a choice. I can say Rio or I can say You know what I told her?
Rio?
She calls me Uncle Rio, then introduces herself. This is hilarious. And then the camera follows her as she says, come to her house. And she's like bouncing away.
Yep.
Then I think we have to auto walk to her house, right?
Actually, in my case, I was allowed to explore now.
Okay, would you like to explore?
Yes, let's do that.
Well, then you want to talk to some NPCs.
Yeah, people milling about. The first NPC I have is a kid staring at a sad dog.
Yeah, how'd that go for him?
The kid just said the doggy's cute, and then the doggy barfs. No, not barfs. Barks.
Okay, I was going to say barfs, then eats it.
Barks, no.
Some guy says that we're between Muse and Ryube, which is why they get a lot of travelers. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's good for me who does not have a map. Thank you.
Yes, we need that.
An old man on a bench wants to know if we think the war is really over. Chris, do you think the war is over or is it starting again? Suikoden does mean war.
I think the war is starting again. I think war in this case is changing though.
A guy on the far left in a blue coat, he says, how's it going? Me? Fit as a fiddle. I still work like a horse.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Workhorse. Me work.
Says that unsolicited. I think it's a great personality.
There's a guy in Mad Max gear. His name is Hannah with no H.
Yes.
He says the village has lots of kids. I can think of worse things. Chris, what's worse than kids?
Shitty kids.
Yeah, that's right.
I have Hannah.
Jelly fingers.
I have Hannah as female.
Oh, really?
I don't know, though. I haven't looked it up, so I guess we'll find out later.
I mean, this isn't a bit. I'm honestly just assigning whatever gender I think this person is.
I thought Hannah was female because her sprite reminded me of Ronnie Bell from the first game. And she kind of had that...
warrior lady?
Yeah, warrior lady thing.
Well, it's good that she rejects then, Chris, so we can further our radical feminist agenda fucking... whatever that comment was.
That was wild.
There's lots of kids wandering around the North End playing a game called Knights and Robbers.
Yeah.
Chris, are knights cops?
Or not...
Or are they more like a private force that is occasionally moonlights as a cop on like a bar night?
I think that knights are cops.
Knights are cops.
I think so. Because, I mean, think about in the times when there were knights where they're also cops.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if constables were a thing then or who kept the peace at that point.
There's probably a sheriff, the sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah, that's probably it. He didn't just collect taxes.
Okay, so the knights are just the king's cops.
Yeah,
because they have
royal cops.
They probably have jurisdiction to like arrest. They could throw somebody in jail.
Fuck yeah, or just stab them.
That too.
Yeah, jail. The kid in the top right is my final NPC. He's by a building with a bar on its door. He says, you're not allowed to touch those doors, but you're allowed to touch them on big holidays. I hope a big holiday comes soon.
I always hope a big holiday comes soon.
Do we get any follow-up for this?
I have no idea.
Big holiday doors?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I love the kid's floppy hat, though.
It's good. Next, I went to the appraiser. You go in there?
Sure did.
A guy in here is wondering if he could get more money by taking his items somewhere else. And the dude behind the counter is like, look, man, it's all the same. Only trading posts have different prices.
Yeah.
And that actually tells the player that, you know what, all appraisers are going to give you the same for your item. Get rid of it now. Dummy.
And also, there are things called trading posts in this game.
Yeah, I still haven't found one of those. I'm looking forward to figuring out what that is. There's some NPCs facing each other on the right, and one says, I swear that's all this boy ever says. I don't know what to do. Then they fight about their job as an appraiser, and I appraise my 2 vases and my old book, Volume 1.
Yes, finally. I need a shelf.
Then I went to the house next to the appraiser. You go in there?
Yeah, is this there's the dad that appears to be recently home from the war?
And with the kid going nuts?
Yeah, the kid appears to be on speed, by the way.
Yes. Dad says the war is over and I'm finally home. It's been so long since I've seen him. I thought I might take my son to Ryube tomorrow. Oh, plans.
That's nice.
NPC house top right. Guy in here says, I wonder how long that boy is going to play. His food is getting cold. That's why you never heat up the food. Serve your kids gruel.
Yeah.
NPC house north. I try and go in, but Jowy parties out and says, oh, that's strange. Nobody's home. That happened before I got here with Pilika.
Oh, okay.
So that doesn't happen here if you've already...
So what triggers this to happen?
I don't know. I think you have to go to...
recruit a couple people?
Yeah, maybe. I went to the inn?
Yeah, let's go to the inn.
A lot of people here trying to get a bite to eat.
Mm-hmm.
There's a man at a table. He says, war or peace, it's no difference. Instead of hiring mercenaries, Muse should lower our taxes.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Person in the top right is draped in a golden cloak with a purple shirt and is definitely going to be a guy, like a guy on our team.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be a fucking guy.
This is a guy up against the wall, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is Zamza.
Yeah.
Portrait character.
Yeah, it's got kind of a cloak or in a hood type thing on.
Yeah.
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 Drapery. He says, what do you want? You have some business with me?
Yeah. And if
that's it for now, before I went and came back.
Did you have the nanny with you right now?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's just go ahead and do this part right now. Because if you have, I don't know if this can happen earlier, but if you have Nanami in your party, she pops out at this point in time. She wonders aloud, for some reason, that if we don't have business, does that mean we can't talk? Zamza says that Nanami has a smart mouth, comma, little girl. But I don't like people wasting my precious time, Zamza says. Nanami is then getting steamed. Then they kind of go back and forth for a minute about how much of a complete waste of time this conversation is. It's
excellent.
It's kind of a bit, them going back and forth and arguing semantics a little bit.
I didn't get that. I guess I didn't have her with me.
And then Zamza becomes a little bit interested because now Nanami is saying that we don't need him. So Zamza is now pissed. And
he wants to be needed, Chris. He wants to be loved, just like all of us.
And he has a pitch for wanting to be needed. He says, I'm strong. I've got good moves. I look good. I'm perfect in every way. How could you say you don't need me?
Damn.
And then something happens, Eric.
What's that?
Zamza joins the group. I don't care who it is. I shall prove to you that nobody can stand against my strength and magic. Would you like to know some more about Zamza, Eric?
Star.
Zamza is a star of destiny. It's the Chisyu star, the complete star.
Age.
Zamza is age 29 years old.
Does the existence of a complete star imply every other star is incomplete?
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Weapon?
A star is only complete when it dies. Zamza is listed as a magic instructor.
And am I?
Yes.
Weapon?
Oh, yes. Zamza's weapon is the fist. He's a puncher.
I've got those. I got two of those.
Yeah, he's a puncher and a kicker. And would you like to know the name of his fists?
Kid Fistos.
The first fist is called the Tekken.
The king of Iron Fist Tournament. Enter the Tekken.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That has to... Was Tekken a word at all before 1995? Like, this has to be a reference, right? A fist fighter is a Tekken?
Yeah. Sure, it's got to be. Well, I mean, does Tekken mean Iron Fist?
Fake, now what does Tekken mean?
Initializing fake net. Tekken is Japanese for Iron Fist.
そうです。鉄拳です。
Because the second version of the weapon is called Burning Iron Fist. And then Iron Fist of Rage is what he has. He comes preloaded, by the way, with the Fire Dragon rune, which lets him do a sick combo at the cost of some hit points. So Zamza can be killed by using his own rune by himself. This Fire Dragon attack does a Shoryuken, by the way. It's pretty cool.
You're mixing genre, like games now. I'm not for it.
No, like...
So are you sure it's not an electric wind god fist?
Even the Suikoden wiki says Zamza seems to be one of the three characters who have a battle animation based on Street Fighter's Ken.
All right.
So there's some other characters, Ken guys in this game.
Unites.
Zamza has no known Unite attacks.
Secrets?
Ah, yes. The first secret is that Zamza's age 29, which we already know. Secret number 2, what a pain. I went to go ask this guy some questions, and all he did was brag about himself. I couldn't get a word in edgewise. 5 long hours. That's what the investigator is telling you about.
Of course.
About his trip with Zamza.
So all these secrets are sourced from the investigator?
Yes.
Do we know who the investigator is?
Not yet in this game. Or
okay,
in our
eventually we'll learn as Robert Stack, right? In a trench coat?
It's pretty close, actually.
All right, good.
Yeah. Secret number 3 is if you could just fix it so that his Fire Dragon rune didn't cause damage to him every time. ... And that's it for that.
I think we all, with our greatest strength, end up causing self-damage to some extent, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just a metaphor, man.
Yeah, it is. Philosopher, investigator. Suggestion box. A few suggestions. I'm strong and I can use magic. I know you must be happy to have me on your side, but I don't like when you take me out of the party. Got it?
It's intimidation, Chris. I don't like it. Get the fuck out.
This castle is too hot. Also, there are too many people. Why don't you get some of the less important people to leave?
Maybe we could invent air conditioning instead of the steam combustion engine this time.
Yeah, maybe. With me on your side, you have no excuse for losing. Just remember that, and we'll have no problems.
I don't like this arrogance, Chris.
No, Zamza's a very arrogant fighter, man.
Cook-off intro?
He claims to be a vegetarian, but I heard he's just dieting. The powerful and conceited magician, Zamza. Now we've got Zamza, so thanks.
I go into Pilika's house unless you have anything else in this city?
I am ready to go into Pilika's house.
It's the one I wasn't allowed to go in last time. Music. I don't know. I went through the soundtrack twice. Every song and it wasn't there. Plays.
Yes, I did this live on the air, and I could not find the song. Everybody was helping.
I don't know
help
what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
I think I have it captured, ready to play here a little bit, but it's not on the Zophar Domain soundtrack, which has a few more songs than the one that we draw from at KH Insider. It wasn't there either.
Wow.
Marx, Pilika's father, who doesn't have a portrait, welcomes Jowy back.
Yeah.
Joanna, her mother, steps forward and says, "You look terrific. You left before your wounds were healed, and we were so worried." Jowy no-sells all that shit and says he's happy to see them again. I just don't know how to thank you enough for what you did for me. Mark then says the good person line of, we just did what anyone else here would have done. Right, dear?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're good parents, Chris.
It's nice.
Joanna's like, who the hell are these people?
Yeah.
Jowy explains that Rio is his childhood friend and we can't get back to Highland.
His hetero life mate.
That's right. Jowy declines to say why we have a pet wolf who I have separated from his master.
Yes.
Marx is like, oh, that's cool. Well, think of this as your own home. You're welcome here anytime. Joanna doubles that and then says she'll make us a feast. Just like Grimio, Chris.
Yes, everyone seems to be so goddamn happy at this exact moment.
Yeah, it's like the pendulum's going to swing the other way just instantly. Jowy says something tender, which is thank you very much. I'm so happy. And he says that like with ellipses between every word, like it's the first time he's experienced happiness in quite some time.
Yeah, maybe so.
It's family now, Chris, because his old family disowned him.
Yeah.
He can have his new family here.
Mm-hmm.
Joanna says Pilika is happy too. Pilika wants to show us her room, which is hilarious because all kids do this except for Chris's kids who have never asked me to see their room.
Oh.
Marx is like, fuck Pilika, they're probably tired. But Jowy and Rio march over and go in anyway. They go hang out in her room, Chris.
Cool.
Jowy's like, what is it? And Pilika says, over here, put your ear closer.
Yeah.
And Jowy's sprite actually moves to listen in, bending over slightly.
Yeah, he's got a unique ear listening pose.
That's right, just like me.
With my ears.
Pilika has a favor to ask and asks Jowy to listen. When Pilika went to Muse with Mommy and Daddy, Pilika saw something really great.
Mm-hmm.
Soon it will be Daddy's birthday, and Pilika went to give him a present. When Pilika went to store in Muse, Pilika saw a pretty wooden amulet with stars and fish on it.
Wow.
Do you think Daddy would like it?
Daddy loves stars and fish.
Yes, and Jowy deploys the standard like good kid thing of, oh, I'm sure he would, dear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pilika then walks over to her nightstand and walks back, telling Jowy she gets 2 potch when she does her chores for Daddy. And she says, now Pilika has this much, so Pilika can buy amulet. But Pilika can't leave village alone.
Right.
She then asks us to buy the amulet, Chris.
Yes.
We get a choice. Of course, or, ooh, that's kind of far.
I said, of course. I couldn't turn her down.
Oh, I said it's kind of far, Chris.
Yeah?
She said, come on. Or, I said that, and Jowy said, come on, man, don't say that.
Yeah.
Pilika, not picking up what I'm putting down, says, it's a wooden amulet. It's at the big item store, don't forget. Then she gives us 70 potch. 70 precious potch. Did she just instantly give you that before? Did Jowy not complain about your japes?
Yes, exactly. So just a little extra dialogue there, it seems.
Jowy tells us where Muse is, which is west of Toto Village. It's the capital city of the state, capital S state, but not the city-state. Chris, is the state and city-state the same fucking thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Although I don't quite understand how it works, but we'll have to get to that later because we haven't really explored yet.
Pilika says thanks and not to lose her money, and I instantly want to go blow it on something else.
Yeah. Well, it's the precious 70 potch. I think it's a unique item and not actual.
Oh, it doesn't go into your total?
Yeah,
really?
I'm not sure, actually. That's the way I kind of read it, the way
Wild.
they were given to me.
Before I leave, Joanna asks me what Rio likes to eat, me the player. She'll make a feast next time, but I don't tell her because this will never happen.
No.
And I didn't know it's in the future at this point. I just assumed that it's just a nice thing people say and we'll never actually come back here. Marx asks what all that was about, and Jowy refuses to tell him because it's for his birthday. Then I exit Toto to the west. Across a stone bridge. It's like a special exit.
Back to have another adventurous journey and fight some things. I think I only came across one monster type here on my first trip.
Yeah? What'd you get?
It was sickles.
Yeah, they're snakes with sickles for arms.
Yeah.
Yellow, terrifying.
I have Zamza in my party now because he forced his way in.
Yeah.
And they kept killing him. I was like, I can't do this. I do not like Zamza.
Send him the fuck home.
I don't like the way he looks. I don't like the way he talks. So I walked all the way back to camp.
Nice.
And
got him out of there.
To switch him out, yeah.
I also fought a kill spider out here.
Oh, okay.
Purple faces, emerald eyes, red and black asses, and brown legs. A kill spider.
Yeah. Spiders to kill.
Something else I noticed out here. Did you explore around like to the south?
I did a little bit, yeah.
The water is black.
Oh, really?
Which with like rapids briefly twinkling white, and this makes it seem like we're floating on an island in outer space, and now I have the urge to play Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh, yeah. Yes, floating islands.
I go so far west, I get to some kind of border checkpoint, completely missing Muse. Sickles are owning my ass, but eventually I find Muse City. Do you have any other World Map adventures before you got here?
Not really. I did stop by the White Deer Inn briefly, but we can...
Yes, I found that as well, but I pieced out because I knew it wasn't time to be there yet.
Yeah. So we'll just talk about that when we get there. Now, Muse is big.
What do you got for its music? It's music.
Let's climb that hill.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Climbing up that hill.
Build that wall. Walk down a little cobblestone path and enter this walled-ass city.
Yes, there's like trees lined along the side before the city wall. Chris, this city has its own intro screen. That means this is going to be a huge city.
Yes.
Or we'll be locked out and stuck on the intro screen.
Yes, perhaps. It could happen. There's a lot of buzz about town. There's like lots of people here talking about this new news that the war has ended. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what the word is around here.
You can tell it's like kind of an upper class city. It's brown and gray, stone walkways, no dirt, Chris. Lots of ramps at 45-degree angles at different levels of the city.
Yeah.
You like ramps?
Do I like ramps?
Yeah, you like ramps?
No, not really.
I don't either.
No.
There's some small park areas with trees planted identical to the trees out front. The
Yeah.
houses are made of brown and beige bricks, and the windows all appear to have wooden shutters. Upper class, Chris.
This looks almost like an evolved version of the Terranigma town after it was fully upgraded.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
It's laid out like that too.
I've got next. NPCs I found interesting. Damn, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I wrote down, I'm not going to write down any of this uninteresting dialogue, but I'll write down anything that's...
You want to trade off on some?
Yeah, go ahead.
Black hair, red jacket lady. She says the war is over. Everyone's finally coming home. The city is starting to get nice and lively again.
Yep. There's an old lady outside the inn that says that our mayor, Lady Annabelle, she's really great. Thanks to the war, we can live in peace. There's a child here that says that their big bro promised he would come home. But I have news for you, child. Your brother's dead.
He's dead.
He died in the
He's
war.
fucking dead. Man dressed like Indiana Jones. Hey, are you having a good time? Thanks to Annabelle signing that peace treaty, us merchants are cleaning up.
Yeah, you merchants. There's a guy outside that says he can't even sell his armor these days. The war machine is dialing down right now. The cogs are not turning as quite as quickly.
But it's peace, Chris. Doesn't everybody want peace?
Yeah, that's why no one wants armor.
Fuck. Green dress lady with brown hair. She says Jess, the Chamberlain, is very clever and a good man too. I wonder if he'll marry me one day.
There's another child here that says that he was told by his abusive mother that the Highland Army is coming, and if he doesn't eat his carrots.
Yes, you have to eat carrots to not fight.
Yes.
I've got brown coat guy with a butt cut. Says Dr. Juan, the best doctor in the country, lives here. It's the reason I'm so healthy.
Yes.
Now, didn't Millie? Wasn't someone talking about Dr. Juan?
Tuda.
That's right.
Is the apprentice of Dr. Juan. Over by the Rune Master shop, there's a guy in the middle of the street who says, I'm going to see the Rune Master now. I'm not an adventurer or anything. I just want, some personal protection, in quotes. What does he mean by that? Does that mean he wants to have
gun? He wants a gun. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Romeo and Juliet where the guns are called swords.
Yeah.
Guy in front of the item shop tells us about the rare items thing and moves towards, tells us those have limited availability.
Yeah.
Little kid wandering around, sideways baseball cap, says Tuda is my friend.
Oh, I didn't
So I
know
guess
that.
Tuda's friends with that guy.
Yeah. Did you get the guy the old guy who wishes he was young and strong again?
No.
Oh, it was great. It's all he says.
Did you get the three burly guys in the top?
Yeah, they're very confused about something.
Yeah, their parents spontaneously left for vacation since the war is over. One's like, they didn't even leave a note.
I wonder if we get any payoff for this, because I have no idea.
If these bumbling idiots will come back in an hour or 10 hours. There's a guy by the appraiser. He says, he. I'm going to have this vase I found appraised. I'm pretty sure it's Kyoto Kuchin China. I'll be rich. Chris, will we ever see the word Kyoto Kuchin again in this game?
No, I didn't even see it the first time. I must have missed that guy.
It's capitalized. It makes it sound like it's important.
Oh, maybe it's one of the high-priced appraisable items.
Actually, I just thought of something. Remember when he says he wants runes for personal protection? Runes are guns. If you have a rune, it's a gun. Not swords.
Okay.
I apologize.
No, it makes sense.
That's why I want to get that's why Crowley in Suikoden 1 was so fucked up, because he just had runes all over him. It's like somebody that just had derringers grafted to his body.
Well, the way you said it earlier, it made it seem like you were making the metaphor that runes are guns.
Excellent. I'm smarter than myself.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
it's been a rough week, folks.
Made me think about rune control.
The red and gray dress lady to the east calls the rune master a, quote, disagreeable fellow, but an expert at finding hard to get crystals.
Yeah.
Can't wait to meet him.
I got to find that hard to get crystal.
Any more?
No, that's it.
I've got one. There's a guy up by the two statues in the northwest. They have titles. Oh, I examined the statues, and they're called scary face statues.
Oh, I missed that.
These are the first items that I examined, I guess. A guy guarding that doorway says, beyond here is Joust and Hill. You can only go there on special occasions.
Yeah.
So we've got Joust and Hill special occasions and big-time holiday doors.
Yeah.
Back over in...
Lots of occasions happening here.
We're blocked off, Chris.
There's also like a mayor's type house around here somewhere that is blocked off by a guard. You can't go inside.
There's a plant in there?
No, I think it's whoever they said the mayor was, Annabelle.
Yeah. All right. Next, I went to the inn.
Yeah, there's a table of three guys.
It's a family.
And they're talking about exactly what everybody else in the town is talking about, the peace treaties.
Uh-huh.
One of them says that Lady Annabelle is the daughter of the former mayor, Daryl.
Oh, Daryl.
Daryl.
Love Daryl.
The other guy says that he supposes that Jess will be mayor after Lady Annabelle quits, but he can't imagine her quitting anytime soon.
Just say, I guess you just quit being mayor? There's no like free elections over a certain period of time?
Yeah.
Has American democracy ruined my conception of
This seems
rule?
more like a monarchy / Bush family situation, you know?
Yeah, that's good. Fucking rest in piss.
So, anyway, you can also find some items in here as well, in terms of item descriptions.
Yeah, what do you got?
I found a barrel of fire whiskey.
So Fireball's already been invented here.
I guess so. Or
Tight.
yeah. All whiskey's fire whiskey if you use it correctly. Plant with white blossoms. Shelf filled with sake. Firewood for cooking. Shelf with many ingredients. My favorite kind of shelf, Eric. One with many ingredients.
All the ingredients.
And nearly burned fried egg. Never burned those fried eggs.
Eggs are still plenty edible when you fuck them up,
Yes,
I think.
for sure. I like my eggs a little runny, though. I know that's not a
Ugh.
thing for you.
I don't like egg juice, buddy. Give me a solid food.
Let me dip my toast in the egg
Fucking
juice.
sick. Just use butter like a regular... Ugh.
Also, a board with scattered ingredients, like a cooking table kind of thing. So that's all I found inside the inn.
Had beans for the first time 2 days ago. I'm not going to explain that. Rune shop?
Sure, yeah, let's go in here.
The guy at the table says his master, Zenith, is a great teacher.
I'm like, oh fuck, are we have at this point in time I was already tired of writing down so much shit because I went here last, and I was like, am I gonna have some Rune Master lore I'm gonna have to take down here? Give me a break. I need something to happen.
This guy wants to become his student one day, and I think this is like the same Rune Master that the lady called a disagreeable fellow. I'm like, man, who's this fucking Zenith?
Yeah.
But the Rune Master I go talk to is just named Rune Master. He's not named Zenith.
Yeah, he's not. I thought
He's
this was
wearing
gonna
a
be
cape.
our future Rune Master. Or
Yeah, I was
something.
like, is this like Zenith Apprentice?
By the way, this Rune Master looks much more occultish than the Rune Masters in Suikoden 1.
Yeah, you
Like,
can tell that they've advanced their craft up here in the city-state.
Yeah, there's like whenever there's a red tablecloth, there's some shit going down there with the candles on it. Like that's it's all bad.
Yeah, I've been to a fortune teller at a Ren Fair. It's fucked up.
I did use his services, by the way.
Oh yeah, what'd you rune up?
I runed up a double beat rune, and I put it on Rikimaru,
All right.
which is I guess okay for Rikimaru because Rikimaru misses every time, so I get to watch him miss twice in one turn. That's what the double beat
He
rune
does miss a lot now that
Yeah.
you mention it, right? He kind of I guess it's hard to be accurate when you're a flying
Like
squirrel.
I saw 3 turns in a row because double beat makes them attack twice.
Yeah.
I saw 3 turns in a row where Rikimaru had a total of 6 misses.
Great.
It's a wonderful time.
Makes your soul feel alive, doesn't
Yeah, it does.
it? Wasting my goddamn time.
Yeah. Got some item descriptions in here as well.
Oh, of course. Sorry.
There's a sideboard, a shelf with strange ingredients, a shelf with multicolored sand, a book of sorceries, a spell book from a faraway land. Then I went upstairs. Did you go upstairs here?
Not at the moment.
It connects to the appraiser. It's just a hallway, but there's one guy dressed like Clive who tells me that all business is conducted downstairs.
Okay.
Like here.
Yeah, I
We do all the
found that
podcasts in the basement here. All the podcast business is conducted downstairs. And that's all I have for the Rune Master.
Yeah, I tried to go to the blacksmith, but it's locked.
Yeah,
So I can't.
that was weird.
So let's go to the armory. This is Millions Armor Emporium.
Yeah, outside of here, there's a container for metal scraps, a gauntlet, a drying shield, and an oil-filled barrel. They killed Matthew.
Oh God, I thought it was like to shoot to blow it up in Doom.
Yeah, well, that maybe that too.
Did you say a gauntlet? Isn't that an actual item in this game? Can we just take that?
No, we can't take it. We can look at this one though.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
I get some brass armor and some leggings. I purchased those when I'm here, Chris.
yeah. I got a few things here. Also, I found some polished armor, a crate filled with armor, and armor is being displayed.
Okay, nice. It's like a visually impaired like side service thing.
Yeah, I also did buy something from the rare find selection. I bought a circlet with all my money and gave it to Rikimaru because.
It's gonna make him take some hits.
Yeah. Anybody else in here?
There's nothing here except the owner who says ho ho after she welcomes us, then tells us she runs it with her daughter. Chris, who run it?
I don't know.
The owner and her daughter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a guy inside the shop that says, you can never have enough items. After all, you'll never know when you need them.
This is true.
And I was like, is this Eric? This is like you're in the game.
Well, I
or
think-
this guy plays RPGs all the
Yeah,
time.
but you totally can have enough items because I've had to like just leave several shits on the ground because my item bag is full.
Yeah,
It's lying.
yeah.
The back door goes upstairs. There's a guy in a room who says he likes to travel and his sisters run this place, so there's nothing to worry about. The old man up here, I guess the grandfather, calls his son a lazy bones, especially compared to his older sisters. And finally, the older lady up here says Million and Melia, who I assume are the daughter and mother downstairs, are both hard workers.
Melia from Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah, kind of.
I found a dying plant. Needs water.
Okay. Did you give it water, Chris?
No, it didn't let me. Just told me it
What kind of plant
needed
was it?
water.
Was it a ficus?
Yeah, something like that. It was a house plant. An armor list, a side table, and a shelf with items from many countries.
Say which one.
Also a nice thing to have.
An
shelf
allotment. Yeah, I love shelves.
with many things from many countries. Could be anything.
That's all I have before I got the story on with the item shop. We go in, we ask the guy about the wooden amulet. Then he says, it's not for sale. A customer with an overdue bill left it a few months ago. But I guess if you really want it, I'll sell it to you. How about 500 poch?
What?
Chris, little kids don't understand how money works.
We
Like,
were
here, take out my money. Go buy NBA Jam Tournament Edition arcade machine with $200, Mom. Thanks. Jowy can't believe this shit, and the shopkeeper threatens to walk. We then get a choice. We'll pay, of course, or no way.
I pay.
I say no way because I'm playing a JRPG and there can always be negotiations, Chris.
Are
Did you
there?
really pay this?
Yeah.
Fuck. Jowy tells me to wait a minute and then says, this signet ring, how much will you give me for it? He takes off his ring.
Mm-hmm.
The item keeper says it's pretty valuable and he'll buy it for 2,000 poch. Jowy says, give us the wooden amulet and we'll call it even. I'm like, Jowy, no. 2,000 is more than 500. Sell your goddamn ring because we need money and then take the extra 1,500. The shopkeeper is also an idiot because he then says deal, then gives us the amulet and 1,500 poch change. So I got free money by selling Jowy's possessions. You didn't do this?
No, I didn't know about that. That's
Fuck
pretty
yeah,
cool.
dude.
I
Yeah.
can use that money.
I need that signet ring. When I give him that ring, he asks if we know anyone from Highland, as the seal on the ring is Highland style, and suggests it may have come from some nobleman. Jowy ejects from the conversation. I get the wooden amulet. Chris, what items did you find?
I found a crate filled with sacrificial Buddhas. And
how do those even fucking work in real life? Like, how is that a physical item that exists? It should just be a thought or an idea.
What, a sacrificial Buddha?
Yeah, like a belief.
You got to sell to the tourists.
Good point.
Also, I found a barrel with throat drops. Again, something I would love to have in my house.
We're all throat goats.
Yep.
That's all I did in Muse City.
Let's head back to Toto. You can also access something called like Corinth Town, something like that. There's another town you can completely explore here. But
in the bottom left?
Yeah.
I saw it, but didn't go in because I didn't want to disrupt our flow, our eternal flow.
Yes. I popped in and I was like, yeah.
So we walk into Toto and go over that bridge, and then we get new music. I have it as Sedition Alternate.
Oh, I could not find this one, and I just wrote some sort of theme of tension.
Yes, it is in the Zophar's domain list. And this village has been razed.
Yes, turn to ash.
The camera slow pans across the devastation, showing the player and the party the extent of the damage. Jowy can't believe this shit, offering some what the... And that's when you see something completely incongruous with your expectations for reality.
Yeah.
One day I saw a car that had collided with a mailbox over on Marydale, and the car was smoking and exploded, and the mailbox was exploded because it was made of bricks. I just rode by my bike and went, oh, that was weird. Then when I rode back, there were people gathered around it looking for the driver of the car. Like, I just saw it as like, my brain was like, no, cannot process, keep going. So like when that kind of trauma is exposed to you, your brain doesn't know what to do with it. Pilika, who is alive, shows up via dialogue box, scream crying. We rush over to her, sobbing in front of her home. Jowy asks this child what happened.
Yeah.
Pilika scream cries more, and her portrait actually changes to a child scream crying. Is this the first time somebody's had a portrait change?
As far as I know, I don't know. I don't think Suikoden does a ton of portrait changes. So
I know, right?
Congratulations, Pilika, for your services.
Wonderful. Jowy is also still coming to grips here, wondering what could have done this. It's telling that he said what could have done this and not who could have done this, as he assumes no person is capable of carnage like this.
Yes, that's a really good call out.
Pilika scream cries more, and I button through some of it, but then she says something about her dad. Then Pilika says she hid so well, no one could find her.
Yes.
Quote, but Pilika heard a lot of noise. Very scary noise. Very, very, very scary noise.
Yes, and apparently she peeked during this little hiding session.
A little peek. What'd you see?
She communicates that she saw the corpses of her mother and father in so many words.
Yes, she saw them, but they were not moving, and they were covered with sticky red stuff.
Yeah.
Chris, what'd you first think of, man?
Sticky red stuff?
On a corpse?
It's blood.
It's Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Oh,
they're not moving.
Oh, they're not.
They got fried.
Yeah.
Shiro, my dog, growls at this information. Pilika continues. Pilika know Mommy and Daddy are dead, right? Daddy told Pilika about it when Pilika's cat died. Sniff, sniff, wah. But it's okay. Daddy said that it is not so bad to be dead. He's lying. He said that it's just like going somewhere far, far away.
Oh, okay.
Right? And then Pilika sobs more.
Yes. Jowy hugs her and she cries for a moment.
Yeah, he unloads a dialogue box just pop full of dots. And then an appearance that I never could have predicted from a character from Suikoden 1 rolls
Yes.
in. Chris, who do we get to witness?
It's fucking Apple.
What is Apple doing here?
Apple is here. She's here just wondering aloud.
Chris, who is Apple?
Apple was a student of Matthew Silverberg, correct?
Like a grown-up student who just stayed in that village.
Yes. And she apparently was also an aspiring strategist because she joined.
moved in with him.
She joined looking for him. So
She lived in his room.
yeah, and now she's here, being all in the story and whatnot.
She says, is somebody there? And like, who had their money on Apple showing up next?
Yeah.
God.
That's not something that I even like retained, that Apple was the third character that was reintroduced.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking of others.
Apple, wearing a yellow robe and some kind of like more adultish looking attire, walks over from the east and says, you don't look like Highland soldiers. Are you survivors? We get a choice, which is what happened here or who are you? I know who she is, so I asked what happened here. Do you also ask that?
I did also ask what happened here. She tells me that it's the work of the prince, Luca Blight.
We talked about what a badass last name Blight is.
Yeah,
You just put your cards on the table.
Are there any other famous Blights?
Blighttown?
Yeah, I was thinking about Blighttown too, but like people named Blight.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Fignet, what's a famous Blight?
Initializing fakenet. Helen Bright was an English lion tamer, known as the Lion Queen, who was killed by a tiger. Rick Blight was a Canadian hockey player.
Cool. Yeah. So he looted and burned this village just to keep his army entertained.
And next, do you know a man named Victor?
Yep.
He's a mercenary from near here. I've got no time left, so if you know him, please take me to him.
And
I've got no time left?
It feels like she's delivering a message.
Okay.
Which I think actually is the case. And Jowy's like, yo, this little girl is still crying.
Yeah, her parents are burning right over there, dude.
Yes. Apple, I guess, who is now developed into like a facts and logic gal here a little bit, says, drag her if you must, but we have to go.
There's no time.
Yeah. There's...
Apple joins convoy. Pilika joins convoy. Chris, have we always been a convoy?
Convoy? No, we're not a convoy. Convoy, I guess, are the non-combatants.
Okay.
So I think there's actually two slots for that.
So can you be a Star of Destiny and not a convoy? Like, can convoys be Stars of Destiny?
Yes, because like if you're, I don't know if this is the case, but if you're like, yeah, that's a good question. I think so. Because like think about like, I'm sure
Matthew wasn't in
I'm
our
sure there's
party
a
last
Matthew and equivalent that would come do that. By the way, Toto Village has been burned down. Was that a war crime, or did we have to witness it?
Oh, I think that was a war crime. Shit.
If you attack a civilian target
for no reason and burn it down, well, I mean, it gets pretty nebulous as to what a war crime actually is.
But this is the war crime vibe count.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a vibe then, because I mean we've burned down several weddings in villages and whatever, and I don't know that we've been brought to court by any kind of international law society.
But is it there?
I think it's absolutely. Okay. I think burning down a village is a goddamn war crime.
Okay, put the sound here.
Okay.
The Suikoden 2.
1. Officially.
It puts me back on the world map and I get back in there. New music. Requiem of Grief plays.
Oh, I have Requiem of Sadness.
Grief and sadness. Mm-hmm. Who's here now?
It's Hannah.
With a dog.
Hannah and a dog in a burned out village.
Hannah says, it's my fault. My power wasn't enough. I couldn't protect this village, so my journey was just a waste of time. We get a choice. Let's fight together, or you should hurry up and escape. I picked the first one, obviously.
Yeah, I need more Stars of Destiny, sure.
Hannah replies, so there's still a chance for me to wield my sword? In that case, I'll join you. If you talk to the dog, it just growls.
Yeah, and then Hannah joined the group.
Before we get to Hannah, it's funny that the dog just lives here now and nobody else.
Yeah.
In 20 hours, Chris, will I come back and find this dog in the town as mayor?
I was wondering if it was going to be a goats situation where you were going to come back and find the dog dead.
There's going to be Leon Silverberg just eating bullshit out of a fucking pot in the middle of
there's Leon's
house.
Yeah, that's where he's living now.
Chris, tell me all about Hannah.
Sure, I'll tell you about Hannah if you want me to.
What's Hannah's star?
The Tensatsu star, the murderous star.
Hell yeah.
By the way, we're confirming now that Hannah is female.
Female gender confirmed.
Yes, according to the wiki at least. Her occupation is listed as a warrior.
Gladiatrix. Age.
Mm-hmm. Her age is 29. So is she our new oldest person on our team?
Is 29 the current top? Yeah, 29's pretty old, right?
Yeah.
Weapon.
Weapon is the blade, the high blade, or the steel blade.
Valerian steel. Unites.
Hannah can participate in an attack called the tackle attack.
I don't like the way that rolls off the tongue.
It's hard to say. In war battles, Eric, Hannah is a support unit. Her wounded quote is no, I can't stop here. I've got to fight. And her death quote is oomph. So now it's all over.
It's all over.
It's all over. We're all over. Secrets.
Secrets.
Hannah is from the Nameless Lands, which is, I've never heard of the Nameless Lands before.
Well, of course not. They have no name.
Secret number 2 is, well, I don't know much about her, just that she wandered all the way here from the Nameless Lands for no reason anyone knows about. Secret number 3, she's a one wild child. She loves to eat meat, but why am I wasting my time investigating that? Secret number 4 is, she doesn't talk much, but I think she'd get along with other character we haven't got yet, the bodyguard. That's a hint to let you know that she can get a united attack with that other character.
Suggestions?
None.
Cook-off intro.
This well-worn traveler has learned to like all kinds of food. Our favorite swordswoman, Hannah. And that's all I have for Hannah. Thank you, Hannah.
We walk into Mercenary Fortress, and those who work must eat plays. Otto walks us in, then Apple parties out, and she says, "This is Victor's fortress. Let's hurry."
Yeah.
I'm so glad she told me where it was.
Thanks, Apple. We appreciate that.
Then we're transported to the principal's office.
Yeah, the war room.
As the roaring fireplace roars.
Yeah.
Flick and Victor are seated behind the desk. My full party is in this high-level meeting, including the wolf and the 2 guys I just picked up off the street.
Yeah, it's true.
Victor speaks first. "Hey, it's Apple, isn't it? It's been a long time."
He's acting like he doesn't know her name.
I know, right? He's like,
Yeah.
"Which one?"
Or he legitimately doesn't.
Like he's satisfied that he got her name right when she doesn't react poorly.
Yeah.
Apple has no time for pleasantries. "How dare you? You're here like the godfather of all mercenaries, and you don't even let us know? We were worried."
The godfather of all mercenaries.
That's what they call me.
And also, yeah, he didn't let anybody know that he was alive.
And was also the godfather of all mercenaries.
Yes.
Which is very Victor to me.
Yeah.
Just like king shit of a mountain no one knows about. But who also didn't know this?
Well, Flick didn't know this either. He was
didn't
pissed.
know.
It's pretty funny.
I can't believe this shit. He says, "You've got some nerve, Victor. I can't believe it. Didn't you say you kept in contact?" I'm like, do they know Victor?
Yeah, this feels like more of a fuck up of leadership.
Yes.
With Flick more than it is a failure of Victor.
I think this is what happens when you have 2 people in charge of one organization. Like, there's going to be some communication breakdowns like this.
Yeah, that's true.
Victor briefly attempts an excuse, then gives up and says, no, Anyway, Apple, what are you doing here? Doing a little sightseeing? And I love that he tried to explain it and then just like didn't. Yeah. It's like when he tried to chase Raud out and was like, fuck it, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
Funny. Apple says she came to relay word that Luca Blight has attacked Toto Village.
The new music, Sedition Alternate, plays.
Yeah, this is some bad happenings music.
Mm-hmm. Flick says, "Luca, the royal prince?" Apple's like, "Yeah, it was horrible. He looted what he could and then burned everything to the ground. This child is the only survivor." And when Flick says, "Luca, the royal prince would do something like that," I'm like, did we not tell him what the fuck we saw?
Yeah. He's not put 2 and 2 together yet.
Victor says a damn. Chris, give me a good damn.
Damn.
And wonders what Luca is up to. Apple knows somehow Luca Blight has his eyes set on an invasion of the city-state. This was just a warm-up. This fort is in his way. If he leaves it, he'd be opening himself to an attack from behind when he invades Muse.
Whoa.
Victor can't believe this shit and says, "You're joking. What about the peace treaty?" Apple only deals in facts, though. Says Luca set things up so it looked like the state broke the peace treaty with a surprise attack. Now he's screaming for all citizens of Highland to take revenge for the lives of the young men slain in the attack.
Wow, he's trying to rile up the masses, Eric.
He's going to do it.
He's doing a Fox News.
Jowy starts to understand the start of all of this. Flick, though, is more skeptical and says, "Give me a break. He can't fool anyone with that dog and pony show." Is this a dog and pony show?
Isn't a dog and pony show just like something unremarkable?
Yeah, like a warm-up. Is Flick like underselling the burning down of Toto Village? Does Flick believe it was an inside job?
I think
Is it a false flag, Chris?
I think they're not listening.
They're either not listening or not localized.
Or dumb.
Victor tells Rio and Jowy, "Good work. We have some important strategy to discuss, but you must be tired. Why don't you go to your quarters and get some rest?"
The kids go take a nap while the adults do a strategy meeting.
That's right. I want my dog with me, too.
Yes.
Heart-softening BGM 3 plays.
Yes, I have a relaxation BGM.
Okay.
Relaxation, heart softening, yeah.
I relax and soften my heart.
Sure.
Jowy and Tia are alone in the room above their cell, which I guess they're not in jail anymore, so that's a plus.
No, I think we're on the team now.
Yeah, Pilika's in a bed. Jowy speaks. "Rio, she finally cried herself to sleep. Poor girl. Chris, it is impossible to cry yourself to sleep. You must stop crying before you go to sleep."
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't. Jowy is having some commitment issues, saying, "Rio, I just don't know who to feel loyal to anymore."
Yeah.
Chris, this is a pretty open and shut case to me.
Seems like that
Like after he killed our whole brigade and had us on trial and tried to hang us and we had to escape and burn down a village, I think I know who the bad guy is.
You don't have to like the city-state, but you sure as hell want to live here right now.
Ja.
Your whole country wants you dead.
I thought it was a Highlander and they hunted us down, but I always thought that someday we could go back to Highland. The Unicorn Brigade massacre, Captain Raud's betrayal, Toto Village burning down. I just don't know who to trust. Again, this is an easy one, and Jowy being unable to make that distinction creates dramatic tension, but also perhaps foreshadows an evil turn, Chris.
Yes.
And I have no idea if that's true. No fucking clue, but this to me is like, we're setting him up to take a dumbass fall in 15 hours.
Yeah.
Then we get a choice.
That's a really good, interesting read. Choice.
You can trust me, or I don't know either. What'd you pick, Chris?
You can trust me.
You think so?
I'm your boyhood friend.
Well, I clearly fucking know. So like Chris, I say, Jowy, you can trust me. I know who's right and who's wrong here.
Yeah.
He replies, oh, I know I can. Thanks, Rio. And who strolls in?
It's Leona.
Hell yeah.
You know what she's here to do?
What?
She's here to say that we look like a couple of sad sacks of shit.
That's right.
Like
he wants to
somebody
drink
shitting
some
our cereal.
alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she tells.
Cerealshitters.com.
Yeah. And she says Victor is calling for us, so we are being summoned to Victor.
So I guess we're going back up.
We can. I found something in Pole's room on the way over here. I found Pole's diary.
Uh-oh.
And Pole's like, hey, don't read that. Just like Cleo's diary.
Did you read it anyway?
No, wouldn't let me.
I go see Victor as Music Tactics plays.
Yes, this is certainly a tactics song.
My full active party is here, which once again includes a wolf and a flying squirrel.
Yeah. This game's great.
Victor and Flick are behind the desk. Apple is off to the side, facing me. Victor speaks first. Rio, Jowy, I have a favor to ask. I don't know how long this fort is going to last against Luca Blight.
Whoa.
But we've decided to fight. Chris, are you surprised they're fighting?
I'm not surprised because Suikoden means war.
And Victor doesn't run either.
Yes, that's also true.
Flick says he's going to go to Muse to request reinforcements. Apple says she's going to look for a good place to lay some traps. Victor says he's going to gather soldiers and weapons, and we'll use whatever we can find. Take a look at this, Real, Jowy. Victor motions to the weapon rack to his right. What has he got, Chris?
He's got the fucking fire spears.
The fire spears, the things that that was like our secret weapon.
Odessa's legacy.
That's right. They're weapons forged years ago by the dwarves. They shoot fire from their tips. Fucking finally.
Yes.
That is what they do. They shoot fire from... We thought they were a ballista.
Yeah.
We thought they were the magic weapon that won a key decisive battle. We never knew what they actually did.
Yeah.
But it turns out they're flamethrowers.
Yes. Apparently we had not been taking care of our flamethrowers here at the mercenary fort.
Nope.
Because they're rusted over.
They've been in the storeroom.
Yep.
Flick butts in, says, I told you to take good care of your toys.
And I'm like, Flick, again, with your leadership, this is your dead girlfriend's legacy, and you're leaving Victor to be in charge of it?
I mean, it's not a big fort. You should have checked.
That is strike number 2 against Flick's ability to lead.
Odessa deserved to die.
Yeah. Well, she always wanted to die on.
And, yeah, in a sewer.
Yeah.
Victor shushes him and says, quiet. Anyway, I need these things fixed, but only one man can do it. A man who lives near here named Tsai of the Divine Spear. What a name.
Yeah.
Riao.
Divine breath.
Jowy. I want you to find Tsai. Will you do it? And we heard Tsai's legend in Ryube, right?
Yeah, there was a guy that said that people kept coming to that house looking for him.
Yeah. I'm divided here. On one hand, reliving the themes of Suikoden from a different perspective may be what this series is all about. On the other, we're literally meeting the same objectives and trying to get the exact same shit to work again.
Yeah.
Is this like a Star Wars, it's rhymes type?
Maybe so.
Or is this just water margin, there's always a fire spear?
It's also a thing that you can slot in for the players of the first game that doesn't seem too obtrusive.
Okay,
you know
yeah,
I mean?
that's a good point. I do enjoy links and direct sequels like that, whether it be characters or scenarios.
Yeah.
The old fire spears. We get a choice. Of course, or we can't do it. It's no good.
Do it.
I can't do it.
No.
No.
I said we can't do it.
No good.
Really? What happened?
Yeah. Well, we can reject this 3 times before it loops over, but each time somebody complains at you, like Victor will yell at you, then Apple will yell at you, and then Jowy will protest what you're doing right now.
So it's the Peter rule where you can deny Jesus 3 times?
Yes, except for in this case, it just goes back all in an infinite circle.
Nice.
The Ouroboros of giving orders.
That's right.
Maybe.
The Ouroboros of giving orders. Victor says thanks, he's counting on us. Flick gives us 2,000 potch, which, okay. Apple tells the party that Tsai lives near Ryube village. Quote, he moved into the mountains because he likes privacy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go find Tsai. We're counting on you. We all party up.
Yeah.
If you speak to Flick and Victor, they are like, go find Tsai. He's in Ryube.
Here are your mission objective reminders.
Go and do it.
From your leaders.
And that's all I've got. Did you do anything else before you went to Ryube?
I did not. I went all the way back to Ryube and straight... Did you do any exploration beforehand? I think we've got most of it, right?
No, I head into the woods. I found that empty cabin I found last time as the wood sounds I capture played.
Yes.
Also on the bridge here, I just noticed one of the rope supports is broken on the right side of the bridge. It's only tied to 3 posts and not 4.
Oh, really?
I'm like, was it always like that? Or there's been some shit here.
He's not Tsai of the Divine Bridge, after all.
That's right. I walk inside this motherfucker's house. It's empty, and we all party out. Jowy speaks, nobody's here. What should we do? Wait a while? I'm like, oh, where's that bed? I'm gonna get in that bed. Jowy paces around the room, looks at shit for fewer than 5 seconds, then says, guess he's not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Then a Jupo color scheme wearing man, Tsai, strolls in.
Yeah.
What's he say?
He says he doesn't appreciate people in his house when he's not around.
This is true, Chris. I don't appreciate that shit either.
That's a very normal thing to think. But this is the JRPG. We go into people's houses.
That's right. We have license and authority.
Yes. Jowy asks if this is Tsai of the Divine Spear, and Tsai kind of just brushes it off, the nickname the Divine Spear. He doesn't want that to be held in such high regard.
I'm instantly thinking he's like a Mathiu type person where he used to be a man of perilous violence, but he's since renounced his beliefs.
Yes.
Tsai doesn't know what the Divine Spear business is, but asks us about our business. We get a choice. We came because we need you, or nothing in particular.
Well, I pressed the button too fast and couldn't read them, so I'm assuming that I agreed to, we came because we need you, yeah.
I tell the truth. Tsai knows what I'm talking about. He says, the fire spears, right? I heard Luca Blight attacked Toto Village. So, it's war again, is it?
War.
Well, I've already got my things packed, so I'll be ready whenever the time came. Let's go. Chris, is Tsai a prepper, or is he a man of the woods?
I see him as like the opposite of Mathiu, where Mathiu was trying to retire from the life, and then his original plan was to stay out of it.
Yeah.
And no one would ever call him back into war. What happened. But no, with Tsai, he just always knew that some random ass motherfuckers were going to come get him because his skills were going to be needed once again for war and pillage. And so he just has his toolbox ready, so he's ready to go. Because he's like, I might as well get this shit over with.
Fate is unchangeable.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw him as like the counter-Mathiu.
I did think that was too easy. Like, I didn't have to give him the money. I could just convince him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of chuckled when that happened. It was interesting.
So he just agreed to help us, right?
Yes.
Then Jowy the fool walks over and says, I brought this along. It's your payment. I'm like, Jowy, you fucking...
He doesn't accept it, though.
He's no street smarts. Right. Yeah. He says, I don't ask for prepayment on my work, so you can hold on to that. When the job is done, and if we beat the Highland Army, I'll accept payment. I wonder if this will ever happen.
Tsai joined the group. Yeah, that is interesting. Is it like Camille, who never is able to recover her money?
That has some circumstances beyond
that's true.
The control of the plot, really.
Yep.
So Tsai joins, Chris. What star is Tsai?
Tsai is the Tenyu star, the Guardian star.
What age is Tsai?
Well, Tsai's our new age champion. He's age 37.
Oh, God. That's still younger than us.
We made it. How many episodes are we going to get?
I don't know. More. Oh, my God. Weapon.
Whew. His weapon is the spear. The God Spear, the Raijin Spear, or the Raijin Long Spear.
Is God Spear's first?
Yeah, I think I'd stick with God Spear.
Unites.
Also, let's point out that he comes preloaded with the Unicorn Rune, which I think does a physical attack. He can participate in the Spoiler Attack.
Okay.
If I tell you, then something... It'll
be spoiled. We can't talk about it.
Something later will be spoiled.
How about some secrets?
Some secrets. Secret number 1, he's from Ryubei.
I'm not sure that's a secret, Chris.
In the Muse Principality. Secret number 2 is he's got one daughter and a wife he's separated from. I heard his daughter still goes to Ryubei once in a while to meet friends. Secret number 3, it looks like he's good with the spear, but not too good with women. His daughter wants him to reunite with his wife, but he's more interested in his work.
The work will not save you.
Secret number 4, he once pierced a steel helmet with a spear. Ever since then, they've called him Tsai of the Divine Spear. So
so
he
just threw a spear real hard? From some guy's shitty helmet?
I guess so. Wow. He will leave one suggestion. Lord Ryo, I've left a bunch of my tools at my home in Ryubei. I can't do anything without them.
I can't do it.
Cook-off introduction.
This spicy food lover loves to make his own kimchi at home. It's Tsai of the Divine Spear.
I kicked the dog out of my party and it growled at me to make room for Tsai.
Yeah. Well, it says Tsai Convoy joins the party.
The Tsai Convoy.
Yeah, which I think it kind of...
Mess those words up, son.
But you can actually put him in the back, in the non-party piece of this.
Oh, okay.
The convoy.
Nice. So eventually we leave, we get toward the exit, and we get a CG cutscene.
Oh, wow. I did not expect to see this.
Flames engulf the screen. It smash cuts between burning houses and a blue coat of arms, or a war banner. It then cuts in as a legion of armored soldiers standing in formation. It cuts to a soldier's hand holding a sword. It cuts to shadows of 2 townsfolk running near a stone wall, and then an armed soldier chasing them down. The shadows run faster and faster. More flames cut in. Then it cuts over to a soldier readying an attack pose. It cuts to a right arm and only the arm, raising a silver sword above his head. Before we can bring it down, it fades to black. I couldn't find the song name for this, so I just captured the audio of the cutscene.
It's called Massacre.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it
Cool.
online. There's barely any music. It's mostly just sound effects.
I think the massacre is the sound effects, and the music is what I couldn't find.
I have the music as tension.
So we get here, and what's wrong with the village?
Well, shit's going down, Eric.
You did it again.
There are soldiers fucking up dudes. The bodies are falling over. There's a lot of violence going on in this town.
People are dead in the streets. An old man is burning alive next to a house. Soldiers stand at ease as people scream.
Trees are on fire.
An anonymous dialogue box appears. It says, he went that way. Your orders are to allow nobody to leave the village. Someone chokes out a stop, and that's met with a, you can't escape, fool. Chris, we've got violence happening in the streets again.
Is this a war crime?
This is a war crime. This is absolutely a war crime.
Okay.
Just because they already did this to one village doesn't mean it's a different... this is a separate war crime. You can get in trouble for this separately.
Right, okay, I agree.
The Suikoden
2.
Thank you.
Then it pans back to the middle of the screen, or the town, excuse me, and Luca is here in his chuckling animation.
Yeah, his shoulders are fucking moving up and down.
Yeah.
He's laughing at this shit.
He's not really laughing in his dialogue box because he's yelling about killing and burning and spineless worms and all kinds of insults.
Dead citizens are in custom poses in the dirt. 2 plain-clothes villagers are alive and standing near Luca. Luca approaches one of the living NPCs, who then begs for their life. By the way, I didn't see any of this shit coming. Luca responds by raising his blade in his right hand and saying, "Don't make me laugh. Your pitiful life isn't worth saving." The person, visibly backing up in fear, says, "So cruel." Then there's fury fragments, what I like to call the emotives gathering around Luca's head.
Yeah.
And he starts to get amped. Mm-hmm. He cuts the person down.
They somehow were able to make that feel violent.
Yeah, it kind of resonated with me. This could easily be cartoonish considering the pixels lend themselves more to expressive emotion than just fury and anger, but I think it was effective.
That perhaps is why it's effective, because you would, especially at this time, and even now, you don't expect to see something of this detail in be communicated with sprites.
Yeah, especially they're laying it on pretty. This is like the 3rd time he's done this, right?
Yeah.
A soldier then pushes the other NPC, a lady with navy blue hair and a red coat, closer to Luca. Is this Lucia the Blue Star? I don't know, Chris. She drops to her knees and clasps her hands together, begging Luca to stop. Luca lowers his sword, then turns to face her and says, all you worms can do is plead. Do you really want to live so badly? And she replies in ellipses words, yes, I'll do anything, just don't kill. And I'm like, this has to be so rad in 1999 to see devastation and violence at this scale being, because not everything doesn't go back to Final Fantasy VII, but that game wasn't this merciless with its villains. Mm-hmm. The lady, Luca takes it in and says, is that right? Because he says she'll do anything.
Right.
In that case, act like a what? What does he want her to act like?
A pig, Eric.
A fucking pig.
Wow. She agrees.
She can't believe this shit.
Yep.
He repeats himself, act like a pig. She shakes her head and says, yes, yes. Then what does she do?
She starts crawling and oinking, Eric.
On all fours.
Yeah, and very slowly. The animation takes a while to cycle all the way through, and you're like, whoa.
This would be crass in a dude bro game today, but I bet it hit much different from an otherwise normal flowing JRPG in 1999.
Yeah. Yeah.
Luca laughs his ass off and says, very good. She crawls back over to his feet and then says, so that means... She's like, well, I acted like a pig. Yeah. You said very good. Luca tells her what that means, immediately screaming, die pig, and super slashing her face with his sword.
Good lord.
A portrait character then, a bald man with threatening facial hair named Kiba, walks over.
Yeah.
Says, are we finished yet, Lord Luca?
He's a bald man with a beard and a red cloak.
We've done enough, haven't we? And is Kiba Luca's handler?
It seems like it. I think Luca mentioned something about that old man when we first saw him in the Highland camp.
You restrained him from feeding on the souls
or that's all the only sword play he's had in a while, and he thirsts for
since
combat.
Yesterday.
Yeah, well, no, that's what he said during the camp scene. So he's probably referring to this guy.
The next line's very curious. Luca replies, finished, my sword still thirsts for blood.
Yes.
And that could just be him extending his personality and his needs, wants, and desires over to his weapon. But immediately now, I assume he has a possessed sword like Victor.
Oh, really?
And the sword is causing, it's like Rune Brain from the past Suikoden.
Yeah.
Where maybe he's not actually that evil, he's just under the influence of dark forces.
So you're already projecting we're going to save Luca Blight's soul.
I'm not saying that we're going to save him because we still have the option to kill, Quaba and Milich.
Yeah.
Right? But I do think that, his evil can't be absolute. There has to be some kind of motivation for his flaw. And if there is none, it has to be demonic influence.
Yeah.
Because no one can be that evil. Or can they?
That's how evil he is.
Luca continues, you burning this place? Burn this whole place to the ground. The camera then pans over to some guards idling by a building, then the rest of the place goes up in flames. And I notice there's a body in the window.
Yeah.
So they burn it with the dude passed out in there.
Wow.
Music, Sedition alternate plays. And it goes back to our gang at the forest entrance.
Yes, Tsai, he's the first one noticing this. And he says, so that's Luca Blight. He's not human.
Literal or metaphorical?
I feel it's metaphorical.
You think so?
But
I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't remember the nature of this either. So instead of not believing this shit, though, Jowy, he says he won't forget this shit.
Yes, Jowy, who could not be convinced he was right and wrong just an hour ago, is now convinced that he's seen it again from first person point of view.
Finally. Tsai tells him that Luca Blight possesses strength that is not of this world. There's that ethereal...
See?
Yeah. You and I would not have a chance of standing against him in combat, but there will be another time.
We get a choice.
Yep.
We can't just sit here and watch, or we've got no choice.
Press the button too fast again, Eric, so I said we've got no choice.
Yes. If you pick the other one, Tsai will knock your ass out if you say that, so you can't go and fight him.
Oh, yeah, that's whatever that one was that one.
Oh, the one you did?
Yeah. So I got clonked in the back of the head.
Did you, black out at that point?
Yeah, it blacks out, then it fades back in, and then he explains it himself.
Oh, okay.
He just apologizes and then just tells Rio and Jowy that he can't let them die here.
He had to. In my case, I said we've got no choice, and Jowy says a cuss word. Then it cuts, and music, Requiem of Grief plays, and I think we're standing in the fully burned out village, like the next morning or something.
Yeah. We're staring at a tree, it looks like.
Jowy unloads dots, and Tsai speaks. Let's hurry. Next, they'll go after Victor's fort. If it falls, this whole area will become Highland territory. Jowy breaks from the group and goes to stand near a tree. Says, let's go. We've got to fight. We all party in.
He's making some resolutions here.
Yeah, he's finally deciding what side is the good side, Chris.
Yeah.
I hope. Mercenary Fortress?
Yep, we return to the fortress, and Pilika is here to greet us.
Those who work must eat plays.
Of course it does. What a great song.
She's speaking now.
Yeah, she says, a man who looks like a bear was worried about us, but Pilika knew that we would come back. So obviously, she's talking about Victor, and we're back to the war room, right?
We're in the war room, but I walk by Gengeni, and I'm like, he's just going to stare in that well for the rest of the game.
He's a good boy.
We get in the war room, the fireplace rages on. Victor says, so you made it back okay, Rio, Jowy, Flick. Rio, Jowy. Flick heard that Arabe Village was attacked, which is kind of underselling it, Chris.
Yeah, a little bit.
Then Victor is like, hey, yo, is that Tsai? Tsai steps forward, says, gets right to business. I am Tsai. Good to meet you. There is very little time. I will begin working on the fire spears.
Yeah, we finally got them. Victor says that we should get ready to escape the Muse. Like, you guys, go on, get out of here. I've used you enough. I think he does care for us, so he wants us to get out of here.
He knows we're not cut out for war battles, just like he is.
Yes, he says this battle's got nothing to do with us. But we get a choice, Eric.
Yeah.
We get, I want to fight by your side, or...
I understand.
I understand.
So what'd you say?
I tell him I want to fight by his side.
Me too.
Drew, what happens if you pick I understand?
Yeah, they actually let you leave.
Yes, they'll let you go all the way to Toto and then make sure you go back.
Yeah, at the bridge on Toto, it lets you go that far, and then Jowy will say we need to go back.
He's like, hey man, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Be funny if you left the kid, Pilika with Victor as well at that point. Here, you watch this. Victor can't believe this shit. You're what? I appreciate the thought, but Flick seems more receptive, saying, I don't want anyone slowing us down, so I'll give you a test, Rio. If you can even wound me, I'll count you as a warrior, okay? Chris, by wound, does it mean hit?
I think so. I think a mark.
Wound sounds like we're gonna do some damage. We're gonna cut off an arm.
Yeah, he's gonna have a scar.
You can pick it's a deal or forget about it.
Take that deal.
Yeah, it's a deal, man.
Yeah, we're having a duel. Did you expect this?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, this is
especially
great.
not Flick. It's like a tutorial, but Flick replies with, "Okay, have at you." We get new music. The time for confrontation.
Oh, it is the time. I have duel theme.
All right. We're in a 1v1 battle with health bars, much more zoomed in, and they're offset from like a 35-degree angle, our sprites. I think they're the same battle sprites, they're just different.
Yeah, they're just,
We're fighting in the map room.
It's great.
Flick opens with an, okay, let's see what you've got. And our options are attack, defend, or wild attack.
Yes, the localization of, what was it called? Desperate attack, I think it was called before. They've called it wild attack, which I guess is also true.
Fewer letters.
Yes.
When it's time to attack, the camera cuts to overhead and behind the back as the characters trade blows.
Yeah.
I pick wild attack, hit Flick once, and Chris, it's all over.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
Is that what you did? Just hit him once?
In my case, I got a prompt that he was going to do the wild attack, and so I defended.
Nice.
And got him on the rebound.
Noise of the roaring fire returns, and Flick speaks. Pretty good. Hey, Victor, he can fight all right. I'll vouch for him. Victor tells Flick, maybe you've lost your touch. And Flick moves over and gets in Victor's face, says, what do you say, Chris? He's still a hothead. He's still insecure.
Yeah.
Victor laughs at Flick's empty threat and says, haha, Okay, Rio, Jowy, I'll let you two lead a company. Think of the company's name. I thought it would prompt me to think of a name, but it doesn't yet.
No.
Speaking to Flick, he says, stay near me when the fighting starts. The enemy isn't going to hold back like I did. Victor thinks Flick held back. Apple says she's going to let us command a company too and asks us to be careful. I exit the room and Jowy parties out, telling Rio, let's do a good job. Fade to black.
Yeah.
Then we're in our room at the fort. Is heart-softening BGM 1 plays?
Relaxation, BGM 1.
Okay.
So,
nice.
It's working. Jowy is talking about the name of the company, which I guess is our little unit, our war unit.
He offers some suggestions.
Yes, Dragon Company, Orange Company, Scarlet Company, Rio and Jowy Company.
What should we do? What name do you like?
Well, we need to determine a name.
The canon name, as it's referred to in a future Suikoden name, did you get that?
I couldn't find it.
Dueling Army.
Okay, yeah. I thought that was only confirmed for just the castle, but I did see that suggestion as well. I think that's like the name of this like continent.
Oh, okay. Dueling. So what name did you determine, Chris?
I determined that this should be called the Franz Company.
Hell yeah.
Because my company is going to deliver all the hot sounds of violence.
That's great.
As we spread ourselves amongst the battlefield.
The sounds of fake net. Play some violent noises.
Yeah.
Some hot sounds, some hot violence.
Great.
Well, Chris, you know what I called mine?
No, I don't.
Fake nuts.
Fake nuts?
Fake nuts, intercapped.
This is disgusting. I am disgusted.
Joey replies, the Fake Nuts Company? Okay, let's do it. I liked Orange Company, but let's go with yours. And I read this as Joey being like incredibly pissed, like that I fucking called it that. I'm curious if there's different dialogue if you actually called it Orange Company. If you said, okay, well, I liked Orange Company.
Yeah.
Like a Nanaki situation.
It is.
And Joey then unloads a shitload of dots and turns his back. It's like, that was okay, right, Rio?
Yeah.
Fade to black. What? Is he just like, is Joey just pissed? Did he do that to you? Was he pissed about your name?
Yeah, same thing. He's
all
like,
right.
I like orange better, man.
Yeah, fuck. Okay. On the black screen, Pole's portrait appears and says, the Highland Army is coming. Everyone gather in the square. Tension plays as Jowy gets Rio out of bed and says, did you hear? They finally arrived. We party up and we're off. I head outside. Who's here?
Victor, Flick, and the boys.
Apple.
12
mercenaries.
Yes.
My parties out and tactics overtakes tension. Victor delivers a speech. Everyone listen up. According to the sentries, the Highland Army is headed this way. Get ready for a fierce battle.
Get ready for the fierce battle.
Apple steps forward and she says she set a few traps along the way that will hurt them a little. What do you think that is, Chris?
Archers and trees?
I was thinking like she dug a hole and put grass over it.
Yeah, maybe.
Tsai says the fire spears are ready.
Cool.
Thanks to everyone who worked through the night to fix them.
I love what Flick says next. He says that if we fail, everyone is going to fucking die.
Yep. Battle must not be lost.
Nope. The boys just hop. They say, hey.
According to Flick, the support from Muse will arrive in about 10 days. If we can hold out until then, we've got a chance of winning. Our main strategy is defense, but first we'll attack from here. This will frustrate them and weaken their offense. After that, we just have to defend our fort and wait for the help. That's all. 10-day siege, Chris.
What?
Victor gets back on the mic and says, everyone understand? Good. In the name of the great lion on our flag, let's save our fort.
Oh.
And the camera then rises to show the flag and what's on it.
It's the shitty bear.
It's very much a bear. It's absolutely a bear. Question marks are over 3 of the mercs' heads.
Yeah.
Apple then asks if that thing is a lion. Flick tosses out this dreaded dots.
Maybe I'm a lion.
It's honestly good shit about like him saying like the for the flag, and then it's just not what he's talking about. It's an omen, Chris. Foreshadowing.
Whew.
Victor asks if we're ready. We get a choice. I say we're ready anytime, and Victor replies, good. I've got high hopes for you.
Cool.
But then a merc runs in from the west side. He says he sees them. Victor replies, all right, let's go. And it fades to black.
After it fades to black, we get to play a new video game. A tactical video game. A strategy video game. A game where you move on tiles. But before we move on tiles, we must move our tiles over to the real net and discuss things.
Initializing real net.
Eric Van says, meet my 2 uncles.
Of course.
With Uncle Rio and Uncle Jowy.
I actually think Victor and Flick would be better weird uncle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dubert says, wait, Luca Blight is a guy? Like the gender confusion thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Luca is on record twice in this show as being female, right? Like, I'm not intending for this to be a bit. I swear to God. Like, this is just what I pick. I don't even think about it when I'm playing the game and observing it.
I have the Eric misgender count.
Yeah.
Says Mr. Slick. Eric Van says, Knights are cop captains. SSD just says, Knights are cops, episode title.
I mean, that's unconfirmed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the only knight we know from last time? That deranged guy, what was his name? Maxwell?
Oh, yeah, we're Alan and Grincell knights.
Yeah, they were. That's a good point. Our Dragon Knights.
Well, in the name. It's in the game.
It's in the game.
Psycho Paladin Jr. says, shit, I'm older than Zamza. Happens.
We're going to find someone in this game who's older than us, and they're going to be a gray beard with a cane.
Yeah.
That's going to be the first person.
Eric Von Eyne says, Zamza's best quality is killing himself with his own rune.
I mean, Yoshimitsu has the Harikari move, right?
Yeah.
You can also kill somebody else with that, too.
Dubert says, on Pilika, she and Gengen ate the same leaded paint chips.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Lead poisoning will mess you up subtly. Just look at our current government leadership.
Mr. Slyke says, runes are protected under city-state rights.
That's right. It's in the Constitution. It's in the Bill of Rights. I can carry my rune into this Sam Goody.
Mr. Slyke says, Ricky Mario hits less than Victor in Suikoden 1, which Victor missed a lot in Suikoden 1. He was...
That fit his personality, though, right? Like, swing hard, see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Duper says, making a person beg like a dog is a separate war crime. I don't know if we can go that far.
I don't know if that... I mean, that's definitely, like, sick and inhumane, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to get thrown in jail in Switzerland or hung at the Nuremberg trials for that one.
Eric Von Eyne points out that Luca's brutality is absolutely backed up by his ability.
Oh, yeah, that's
like
good point.
He's got both.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't fought him hand-to-hand combat yet, but you can tell. And that's all for the RealNet tonight, today, whenever you're listening to this. Thank you, RealNet. We will see you in the next episode. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on June 30th, 2022. You can find us on Twitter at RetroAmnesiaPod or email us at podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam and get early access, bonus episodes, miniseries, access to the RealNet. And thanks, Mark
Shepard.
for the music tonight.
You're welcome, Chris.
We'll see you next time. Until next time, Eric.
Yes, we will kill a god.
When will we get the bath?
I don't know if we have a bath this time. How many times a day do you think of that Thundercats, or I guess He-Man video where I think Skeletor is saying, motherfucker? Like, how many?
That's Mumra.
Motherfucker!
Mumra, okay.
Yeah, it's Blundercats as well.
Blundercats, right. The year 2000, because I think of that 4 to 5 times a day. Like, whenever I get angry, and I thought in my head it was Skeletor, but I guess it's not. I guess it was Mumra.
Yeah, it was Mumra.
Fucking memories.
Yeah, for sure. I think about it probably, I would say, once, maybe twice a week. 4 or 5 times a day, Eric. I don't know about that.
That and fuck, shit, piss are just like my profanity.
I added a new sound. I changed the buzzer noise to the quack.
Good.
Yeah, so.
I will do the same in the edits when required.
Quack.
Fucking quack.
So we have
you just combined Bill O'Reilly and Dan Marino into the same. I'm for it. Sorry.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I had a response and it's gone. I needed to see if the equilibrium in my head was fucked up because of these headphones, and if the noise in my ear was real. It's not real.
Okay.
It's gone though, so I'm good. Keep going.
Okay. Fucking. What's the? Pilika has a favorite. I already said that. No, I didn't.
No.
At that appraiser's, there's a black cloaked wizard walking around upstairs, and you just said that live. So I go downstairs when I'm at that appraiser, and there's nothing interesting here except the owner who says ho ho after she welcomes us, then tells us she runs this with her daughter. Nope, that's not it. Cut it. Fuck it.
Is that a different town or something?
No, it's at the armory.
Hold on, I'm lost now.
He explains that Rio is his childhood friend, and we can't get back to Highland.
His hetero life mate.
That's right. The fact that I keep saying Muse earlier made me think of Jason Mewes too.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's a lot of that.
One other note I have is that I take it back. I can't do it. I did stop by the what was it called? I was just staring at the word. I did stop by the.
Yeah, that's what you get when you cross paths with a dragon. Ah!
That was real smart. Did you ever think for a second that if you killed all of them, there'd be nobody left to question?
No.
She's here to say that we look like a couple of sad sacks of shit.